Well, whatever the opinion may be about the Center for Community, it will do just that. Create a new identity for CU and its students around the foundation of the community. Nick Boatright, News Team Boulder. Well, I'm out here freezing my can off this morning, but that's not the real issue. Trash cans are. Another issue that students are worried about are the extremely long and packed lines here at Gate 6 to get into the game. With all the costumes to check in the cold weather upon us, will the wait be even longer?
Many students have probably seen the giant cranes and the construction crews down off Region Drive.
I've heard it's like community center for kids closer to kids, going to be like a dining hall and whatnot, but I'm really not too sure what exactly it is.
The Center for Community, or C4C, is CU's latest addition to the family of buildings on campus. Not only will it house student services, but a state-of-the-art dining hall that will hold up to 900 students. The university wants to bring together students from dorms Cheyenne-Arapahoe, Willard, Hallett, and Kittredge to build a better sense of community. But how do students feel about being thrown into such a huge dining room?
I mean, if it's organized well, I don't think it matters, but if it's not, it could get kind of crazy.
I imagine if it was larger, about 900, that the lines would move quicker because they'd be more set up to take larger quantities of kids.
Many of these kids, including Loel and Sadie, will have to trek from Kittredge, which really doesn't bother them.
I think it probably will kind of integrate the KIT complex a little more, like we're kind of isolated right now.
Well, whatever the opinion may be about the Center for Community, it will do just that. Create a new identity for CU and its students around the foundation of the community. Nick Boatright, News Team Boulder.
Whether it's Lady Gaga, Reefer Madness Man, or Nurse Betty, students are getting fired up to wear their Halloween costumes to the football game Saturday.
Dude, I think it's awesome to go dressed up to the football game. I mean, I'm going to go as Mall Tiger. I'm super excited.
Wearing a monkey suit may be great for parties, but students are wondering if they'll be turned away from the game.
So, for example, if someone shows up with profane language on a shirt or something like that, they can be turned away, told to change it, or and then could come back later. But insofar as if somebody wants to dress up in a costume, that certainly isn't. There's no prohibition on that.
Another issue that students are worried about are the extremely long and packed lines here at Gate 6 to get into the game. With all the costumes to check in the cold weather upon us, will the wait be even longer?
We encourage people to show up earlier. We always encourage people to show up earlier for the game so that they're not missing anything and they can get in and then avoid the rush and the crush at the gate.
But fans like Ben aren't only concerned for what they'll be wearing at the game.
Yeah, this would be a huge week for the Buffs to win. Being Halloween and homecoming would just be super exciting.
Costume fans may be in luck. CU is 1-0 against Missouri on Halloween at Folsom Field. Fans just hope the Buffs can produce a thriller and scare out a win. Nick Boatright, News Team Boulder.
2 CU football players have been cited by the Boulder Police Department stemming from an incident at the Kappa Sigma fraternity. Sophomore quarterback Tyler Hansen has been cited on suspicion of physical harassment, while redshirt freshman Vince Ewing is cited on suspicion of third-degree assault. Ewing has been suspended indefinitely from the team, while the team is keeping Hansen's disciplinary measures a private matter. Police say that the signs of drinking alcohol were both present in both players. Some Denver area hospitals are taking extra precautions to ensure children don't catch the H1N1 flu. They are implementing new policies regarding children's visitation. Channel 7's Jane Slater has more. These policies that they're making seem to vary from hospital to hospital, some limiting children 12 and under, while others are limiting kids as old as 18 from visiting. Do you ever feel you're not getting enough out of your everyday car wash? Check out this full-service wash at the Safari Park in Winston, Oregon. KPIC's Katie Boa reports.
Nick Boatright is here with sports. Nick, the Buffs volleyball team took on another tough opponent in the Texas Longhorns.
You're right, Meredith, they did, and they took on their third top 10 team of the week last night. Come back after the break and see if the Lady Buffaloes could spike their way to an upset. The Rockies were back on the diamond last night, playing the San Diego Padres, game 1 of 2 of a 9-game homestand. It was Jason Marquis' turn to take the mound, but he didn't do too hot as he kept his sinker ball up the whole night. He gave up 6 runs off of 5 hits, and 4 of those came off the bat of right fielder Will Venable. Will Venable hit a bases-clearing double in the bottom of the 5th to put the Padres up 5-2. The Rocks tried to come back in the bottom of the fifth with Troy Tulowitzki's single scoring Seth Smith, yet it would be all for nothing as Torrealba would ground out to the second baseman to end the fifth. The Rockies would score only one more run and lose the game 6-3. We all remember the old cliche about the Broncos, there's no D in Denver. This may have all changed in the Mile High City though, with the installment of the 3-4 defense. The Denver D ranks second in overall defense through 2 games this season, giving up a mere 250 yards per game. This bodes pretty well for the Broncos, who have to travel to Oakland to take on the Raiders' 29th ranked offense, which has only averaged 260 yards this season. Be sure to catch the Broncos this Saturday as they roll into the Black Hole. Kickoff is slated for 2 p.m. on Channel 4. Well, the Broncos are 5-0 for the first time since their 1998 Super Bowl winning season. Denver stayed undefeated behind their impressive 3-4 defense that ranks 4th overall and has only allowed 43 points on the season, which is pretty big. The offense hasn't been too shabby either. Quarterback Kyle Orton has been a very big surprise for the Broncos, averaging over 300 pass yards per game, as well as throwing 8 touchdowns so far. The Broncos will roll into San Diego for a Monday night showdown against their division rival Chargers. The game can be seen on ESPN at 6:30 p.m. Well, the Colorado Avalanche, who are coming off a huge win over Calgary Tuesday, took on the Edmonton Oilers last night. We'll pick this game up in the second period, where David Jones has a sweet 50-foot snapshot to put the Avs up 3-2. Later in the period, it would be defenseman Kyle Kaminski who would give the Avs a 2-goal lead, with this shot getting past backup goalie Jeff Desalier. However, Edmonton would strike gold, scoring 4 unanswered goals, including the game-winning goal here by Patrick O'Sullivan. And that's pretty heartbreaking. The Avs would give up a 2-goal lead and lose 6-4. The Avs record is now 13-6-3 on the season and face the Vancouver Canucks on Friday.